Hello. I'm so glad that you're here. Today, we're just going to spend a little bit of time relaxing you for bed and talking about how to deal with sadness and other troubling emotions that might be preventing you from getting the rest that you need. And we really want you to rest. So, first, we're just going to do a little bit of gentle face brushing with this nice soft brush. I remember when I was little looking at these fan brushes, and I always wanted one when I was little and didn't actually get one until I was an adult. Is it going to focus? There we go. So they feel really nice, and they are the perfect shape for lowering your eyelids at night. Let's do yours. One eyelid and the other eyelid. So you can just close your eyes. There you go. And then after we get you all relaxed, we are going to make some space for our emotions so that we can then calmly fall asleep. And the way we're going to do that is by building a little home for our feelings using building blocks. So it's fun. It'll be some nice wooden block noises with a little tapping and some gentle speaking, soft speaking, and a little whispering also. And I hope that you will use this time to relax and fall asleep and feel cared for. So we're going to slow down these brushing movements. And we're going to brush the day away from your body. So please let this be a time where you find a comfortable place to be, whether that's a chair that you like to sit in, or hopefully if you're ready for bed, you can just climb in bed, lie down, and let yourself start to relax. Okay, let's brush the day away. Okay, here we go. We're going to brush your whole body gently and softly, and we're going to let the day fall away from each part. So we're going to start with your feet, and it doesn't tickle at all. It just feels nice. So we're brushing the day away from your toes. Let your toes stretch and relax. And then your feet. We'll brush your feet, the tops of your feet. And then we're going to brush up your leg very slowly to the knee. And then brush and let the day fall away as the muscles there totally relax. Good. You're doing a wonderful job relaxing. You deserve to relax, and that's exactly what you should be doing right now. It's the only thing you have to do. We're going to brush up. Let your pelvis and your hips relax, relax, relax. Wonderful. We're going to gently brush your upper back and lower back. Start with your lower back, and we're going to let the day fall away. There's nothing that needs to be done right this minute. We can let everything go. And we're going to relax the muscles of the stomach, okay? Relax them. Take a deep breath. Relax your stomach muscles. Relax your upper back and your chest. Another deep breath there to let the day go. And following on that, we're going to gently brush your shoulders, one shoulder and the other shoulder, one shoulder and the other shoulder. Let your shoulders rest. And we're going to brush down your arms, down your arms, slowly and gently. As the brush moves down your arms, you're going to let them relax, and we'll follow that line all the way down your hands to your fingertips. We'll brush the top of your hands slowly and the palm of your hand slowly, each finger on each hand, okay? Good. We're going to relax the muscles of the neck and throat. Let them sigh into relaxation. Perfect. Sigh into relaxation. That feels good at the end of the day. And then we're going to start at the top of your head. We're going to brush the day away from the crown of your head. Brush the day away from the crown of your head, from the back of your head. And then we're going to let that just go down your scalp, all of that soft, soft feeling of relaxation. Right down your scalp. And we're going to relax the face. Let's relax your forehead. Let the muscles there loosen. If you're carrying any tension in your forehead or brows, just let it go. Let it go. Move down the face and to your cheeks. Relax your cheeks. You don't need to be making any particular facial expressions right now. You can just relax them. Let the day fade away. This is the time of day where you're just you. There's nobody to impress. You can rest. And we'll go down the sides of the face. There you go. Let your jaw muscles relax. Let your lips relax. Good. Let your chin relax. Now you're all relaxed. Good job. This is the time of day to let the day brush, 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 brush away. Let it fall away. It's time to sleep. Your body needs sleep. It's so important. It's the best thing you can do right now. There you go. It's so important. You're doing your job by sleeping. You're recharging yourself. That's so important. And you are so important. We need you. And we love you. You are a precious human. I'm so happy you're here. All right. Now, little eyes, close those eyes. Close your eyes and listen. Sometimes we experience emotions that are troubling. We lay down at night and our minds go to places that aren't helpful for us because this is the time for sleep and for rest. There's nothing more we can do today, so it's time to let those things go. You deserve to rest. Sometimes, though, I know it's hard because we feel anxious or sad. We feel lonely, and that is okay. That's part of being a human, is feeling all those things. We feel good things, we feel hard and troubling things. But what we don't want to do is just tell ourselves that we can't feel those things. So, something that I found useful is to make a space for my feelings. And I want to help you do that now. So what I'm going to do is turn the camera around, and we're going to use children's building blocks. And some of them are blocks that were my blocks that I played with when I was a child. And we're actually going to build a physical space for our emotions. But this is certainly something that usually we can do just in our minds. So, what we're going to do while we build is we're going to actually focus on that emotion, even if it's an emotion that we don't think of as particularly pleasant. That's okay, because it needs to be acknowledged and felt and worked through. And then we can let that emotion sleep in its little house for the night. We don't have to feel it all night long. It can sleep in its bed, and we can sleep in ours. So, as we start, we're going to build a little house for sadness. And when you're building your mental house for your sadness, as I build my little block house, it's okay to really think about it. Think about what's making you sad. Just work through it a little bit as you put those blocks together in your mind. Okay? As you build your house, you're building it with purpose, and so you know who will occupy it. That little sadness that needs to rest too. Okay? That's where we'll start. And we'll also build a house for happiness, not because we want to leave our happiness behind, but because we just want to enjoy it and make a space for it too. And if we're feeling sad, sometimes it's also nice to build a home for our happiness, and while we do that, to remember the things that make us happy, and to know that we can go there anytime we want, that those places are always available to us. And at night, we don't need to be strongly feeling any particular emotion, whether it's happiness or sadness or anything else. We want to let them all sleep so that we can sleep too. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. This was my bag of blocks when I was a child, and I still play with these with my daughter now. The classic bag of blocks, 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 blocks. One of the things about being a child is that we allow ourselves to fully feel our emotions. Or at least children are more likely to do this, I think. And something we learn as we get older is how to regulate and manage our emotions. But sometimes we seem to do that by just hiding them from others and from ourselves, and by tamping them down. While we don't want to repress our emotions, we also don't want to just let them rage inside of us or completely take over us, because we are not our emotions. Emotions are fleeting, passing things. The happiness and the sadness that we feel isn't permanent. And that doesn't mean that our emotions aren't part of us. They're certainly part of us. And we need to give them space. We need to acknowledge them. But we don't need to allow them the space of our whole self. Sometimes it can feel like an emotion is taking over, like we are built of sadness. But that's not the case. You are a complex, amazing human. Sadness isn't the only thing that you feel, and it's not all that you are. You have felt so many other things during your life, and while it's okay to feel sad, it's also okay not to let that sadness take over your identity. So, let's, in this clear space, build a house, a room for our sadness. And you can just listen and hear my words, or watch the video and see me building this little house, or you can also build a little house in your mind. Sometimes an activity like this can be a distraction that provides a little bit of relief in itself. Distractions can be very useful. They don't solve our problems, but sometimes they provide a little path to wander down and escape for a short time. And as we wander down this path, we can also just sort of think about our sadness. What are you sad about? What are you building this house for? My daughter and I did this one day, and in the bottom of the house, which I based this design off of, this off of the one I created with her. In that little bottom section, she wrote down on pieces of paper things that she was sad about, and she put them in the house. And then said that it was a sadness temple, and that you could sit at the top and think about your sadness, which I liked, because it is okay to think about your sadness, but also to recognize that it is in some ways separate from you and can sit in a small place in your body. And that can allow you to put it to sleep in its own little house. It can walk up the path to this house and open the door. It can go in and get cozy and take a rest, and you can have a rest from it. But as we build this, and as you perhaps build in your mind, you can think about it, acknowledge it, and let yourself know that it's okay that you're experiencing this sadness, whatever the cause. Your feelings are valid. So, here is our finished product. A little house, or a temple perhaps, where you can take some time to meditate on those sad feelings and their causes, and then let them stay there so that you can sleep. You can even put your sadness into my little building if you would like, and distance yourself from it a little bit more. And now we're going to build a second house, and this is a house for our happiness. We have some fun, colorful blocks, and some of these blocks have animals on them. So we're going to line our house with all the animals facing outward. One of the things that I love about this exercise is that blocks are such simple things. Here we have these little pieces of wood, and on them are numbers, letters, animals, these sort of basic building blocks of life, of how we communicate with each other, of other creatures. And really, I think that a lot of our happiness comes from the most simple things. So first of all, something that makes me happy, and maybe it does for you too, is the simple act of breathing. Breath is the most basic building block of our lives, and we're so blessed to have it. If you breathe gently in and out, that's the surest sign that you are alive and full of possibilities. And also, not just possibilities, but that you are a living, breathing creature in the here and now. You're here right now, comfortable in your bed. You can breathe. You can enjoy the air all around you. What a gift. So much air all around you. Other things that make me happy are just being out in nature, which is why I love that this little happiness house has all the animals around it. They're just out there doing their thing, just living. And it reminds me to take that time to be outdoors, to notice the squirrels and birds in my neighborhood, the trees and mosses, the flowers and grass, all of the little plants that are making this world green and good to breathe in. What makes you happy? Do you enjoy creating or spending time talking to people in good conversation, reading, watching a show, drinking a glass of water when you're so thirsty, or breathing in the aroma of a hot cup of tea or coffee. Just these little things are so happy. Lying comfortably in bed is a happiness too. And these are small happinesses that you can come to anytime. Put these little light posts on our house because light is another of those wonderful happy things. Although the darkness at night is a gift as well. And we'll also add to this these little stairs. We already have some stairs built in by our animal blocks, but happiness is when you're feeling uplifted. So we'll have these stairs to take us up, up, up. And right now, just let yourself feel that sensation of floating as you breathe deeply and calmly in that state where there's a heaviness of body but also a lightness. Float away. Close your eyes. Let your mouth relax into a smile and sleep. in the center. Put this little sparkling block to represent perhaps water, a life source, light and water. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed creating these houses and that it's relaxed you, that you feel peaceful, that you feel like you've had a chance to acknowledge your emotions and situate them comfortably inside of yourself. And now I hope that you'll be able to really rest very, very well. If you're still awake and would like to, you can leave me a comment. Let me know what makes you happy or sad. Thank you again so much for being here. I hope that this was relaxing to you. I really hope that maybe you are asleep by now. And if not, I hope that you will fall asleep very, very soon. Let yourself relax. Put everything away for today. Leave your feelings in their little houses and let yourself rest. Good night. Good night. Good night. I'll see you soon.